But we're going to get into the awards section of the episode here. And the first one on the list is probably the one that's talked about the most, and for obvious reasons. It's the most valuable player.
Yeah.
And the three finalists for this award are the point guard of the Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry, Nikola Jokic from the Denver Nuggets, and Joel Embiid of the Philadelphia 76ers. Malcolm, this is almost a toss-up, no?
I don't think so. No, I don't think it is. I think it's Nikola Jokic, clear cut. What else does an center have to do to win the MVP? He, like I said, been playing every single game all season long. That's what really is a big difference. When you're thinking about Steph Curry sitting out a bunch of games, right? I know he was injured, but he did rest and he was injured, so he didn't get to play every single game. Jokic played every single game. He averaged 26 and a half points, 11, close to 11 rebounds and 8 assists. So almost a triple double he's averaging, and as a big man. And I just think he can make his team around him better. And you see that because his team, like you said, was third in the conference. They didn't have Jamal Murray for a little bit, and they still won their games without Jamal Murray. I just think it's clear cut that it's Nikola Jokic, and I think a lot of people agree with me. I know a lot of wave riders like to think that it's Steph Curry, but he did play really really good. Like he played amazing,
Apparently
like
not.
Hall of Fame type of level in the past, like in the last half of that season and the last like however many games, like 2 months. But his team is out of the playoffs, and you've never had an MVP that has been lower than the fourth seed in their own conference. So I don't think an MVP, like he's probably the most valuable to his team, yes, but he's not the most valuable player in his league because he has not made his team successful as they could have been. And that's what the
Oh,
difference for
wow.
me. What do you
I
think?
will be saying it'll be Nikola Jokic as well to win MVP. Be the first center to win MVP since Shaq Diesel with the Lakers back in the day when
Yeah,
someone would like to say that was. But Nikola Jokic is just on another level. He can do it.
long time ago.
He can do it in the post. He can do it on the elbow, and he can do it on the arc. So he can shoot threes. He can post you up. He can facilitate. It's methodical. To put it just perfect to eloquently perfect. Say it. It's just he's playing basketball. They're playing ping pong. It's just as
Exactly. Come on now.
simple as that. The Defensive Player of the Year finalists are as follows: the Philadelphia 76ers guard slash forward. I don't know what we want to call him. Ben Simmons, the defending Defensive Player of the Year award winner of the Utah Jazz, Rudy Gobert, and the Golden State Warriors power forward, Draymond Green, who, if there was an award for the biggest idiot of the 2021 season, I think he would be the front runner for it.
Almost every year, I would say.
Exactly that. So, Malcolm, I know I don't think you're a big fan of the guy that you picked,
I was gonna say.
but who is your Defensive Player of the Year?
Well, I'm not a fan. Let me get this straight. I'm not a fan of all three of these guys. Like these are probably like the three most hated players.
Mobius, the most positive man.
Like no, but like a lot of people can agree with me. They don't like Ben Simmons. They don't like Draymond, and they don't like Rudy for their own reasons.
Well, it's pretty
Uh,
easy not to root for Draymond Green.
Pardon?
It's pretty easy not to root for Draymond Green.
Yeah, that's obvious. But for my defensive player of the year, I've got to go with the previous champ. Well, no, he didn't win it last year. That was Giannis. What are we talking about? He won it because Giannis won MVP and DPOY last year.
We'll fact check that right now. Go ahead, keep going.
But well, he did win it like a couple of other times. But I think it's going to be Rudy Gobert. He averaged 2.2 blocks. He averaged close to a steal per game. And we're going to talk about this game where he was up against Ben Simmons, and Ben Simmons like, oh, I scored 42 that game when Rudy was on me. If you really look at when Rudy was guarding Ben Simmons, Simmons was like 3 of 9 or something for something dumb for like 8 of his total 42 points when Rudy was on him. So I think Rudy has the ability to shut people down. Also, if you look at defensive like player ratings, I was looking at this chart. Like you see all these charts with like the faces on them, right? Rudy was way up and beyond. The difference between him and second place was the same difference between second place and 144th place. Rudy Gobert is just on another level defensively. As much as I hate him, and as much as I hate to say it, but I think he's deserving of this DPOY. And his team is first in the league, right? So I think you got to give it to him.
So yeah, to correct myself, Rudy Gobert won the 2019 Defensive
Yeah,
Player of the Year. Giannis won 2020, but I will be saying it's Ben Simmons to win Defensive Player of the Year. He can guard 1 through 5.
he
Put Rudy
can. He
Gobert as
can.
a point guard. You saw what it was with Steph Curry back in the day. It's not fair.
Yeah.
Um, I think Ben Simmons is going to win Defensive Player of the Year. The sixth man of the year award finalist goes as follows. Two from the same team in the Utah Jazz, just Jordan Clarkson and Joe Ingles. And the guy from the New York Knicks, who probably is going to be one of the first ever players to have MVP and sixth man of the year awards to his name, Derrick Rose. So who is your sixth man of the year award winner?
Mine is Jordan Clarkson because I think he's been great for the Utah Jazz all year long, coming off the bench, getting 18 and a half points per game off the bench, along with 4 boards and 2.5 assists. I think he's been a key component to why they're so successful. But also you can say that about Joe Ingles, another teammate on his
The
team.
Australian sensation.
Yeah, who really turned it up, was it like a couple of weeks ago and scored just a ridiculous amount.
He might almost have the nicest jump shot other than you. He's right up
Other
there.
than me, yeah, I don't know. House of Highlights saw it first. Um, but yeah, I think Jordan Clarkson's going to win this one. I just think he's played an integral role as to why the Utah Jazz is first place in their conference. So I'm going to give it to him.
I'm going with Derrick Rose. He's probably the most popular opinion to the casual NBA fans because, hear the name
Yeah,
Derrick Rose and you think of 2011 NBA MVP.
yeah,
And again, I think he's one of the, there's not much veterans on this New York Knicks team. Him and Taj Gibson are probably the father figures to a bunch of these young studs there in New York. But he brings a winning mentality, and that's not much of that in New York for the last couple of seasons. And he's definitely a good big part of why they are fourth place and making their first playoff berth in almost 9 years. So I am very excited to see him against Trae Young, because I think that's going to happen more often than not come Sunday at 7 p.m. No big deal. They have Sunday prime time. How
no
are you?
big deal.
And I think you can check the facts, but I don't think there's been an MVP and sixth man of the year award going to the same person.
I don't think so. I can't think of it at least, but
Oh,
I might just be a casual. So
oh yeah. Most improved player. I think this is probably the biggest lock pick of them all. The New York
yeah,
Julius Randle, the Detroit Pistons Jeremy Grant, and Michael Porter Jr., formerly of the Denver Nuggets. I hate Michael Porter Jr., man. I hate him.
same,
Hate
same.
him. He thought it was more important to sit on the sideline in summer league and shoot the shit with Bull rather than play basketball. It's up to you, man. But good paying people like myself want to see you play. So, but the guy who I think is the lock, I'm sure you know this too, is the New York Knicks Julius Randle. Am I right?
Yeah, I think it's got to be. When you're looking at it, he increased from last year from like 19 and a half to 24 points. He brought he was the leading scorer on this Knicks team, that is currently fourth place. Not a lot of people giving them credit heading into the season, like you said. He was also averaging 6 assists and 10 boards. So he was averaging a double double, and he was passing the ball around too. He's really developed his 3-point, which is 3-point shot. If I'm looking at it here, what's his 3-point percentage? Oh, it's a nice. Oh no, that's his field goal is 45%, 3.41%. So he's shooting 40 from field goal and 3-pointer, which is ridiculous because not a lot of people can do that so efficiently, and yet he has done it this year. So I think it's, like you said, it's a lock for him this year, right?
Yeah, 100%. I remember when they signed Julius Randle, I want to say it was a 4-year, $80 million contract.
Yeah.
No, New York Knicks fans were not happy after they missed out on Kevin Durant and Giannis. But I mean, hey, Julius Randle's making Knicks fans into believers after the season he had, and they got him to fourth place, and he is the best player on that New York Knicks team without a question.
Yeah. No.
The rookie of the year conversation, I think, took a total switch after a certain somebody got a broken wrist, and that was the Charlotte Hornets' guard LaMelo Ball.
Yep.
Guys beside him on this panel for finalists is the Sacramento Kings point guard Tyrese Halliburton and the Ant-Man from Minnesota, Anthony Edwards. Malcolm, who was your rookie of the year 2 months ago?
2 months ago, it was LaMelo Ball, hands down. It was no doubt about it. It was LaMelo Ball. Everyone's saying, "Oh, this is going to be a lock, right?" It was a lock. Boom, injury happens. What happens? Anthony Edwards steps up his game. He starts playing a whole lot better. Maybe people want to say that, okay, let's say LaMelo Ball never got injured, he would have played better, but we don't really know that, right? We'll never know that because things happen and you can't tell. So you got to go based on what you see here. And based on what we see right now, as of today, I think Anthony Edwards is the rookie of the year, getting 19 points per game, four rebounds and 3 assists per game. He played good for the Timberwolves. A lot of people didn't. I don't think when I was talking at the beginning of the year, not a lot of people expected him to be quite as good as he was coming into the season. A lot of people doubting him, saying, "Oh, he won't make that much of an impact." Obviously, the Timberwolves not making the playoffs, but I don't think that was really expected of them. So I think he has had a really good impact on this team and will bring in a bigger fan base if he wins this Rookie of the Year award as well.
Yeah, I think I totally agree with you saying that the Ant-Man is going to be Rookie of the Year. He was probably the second best player on the Minnesota team. You know, him
Yeah.
and D'Angelo Russell missed a lot of time this year, and he was supposed to be the number two guy beside Karl Anthony Towns in Minnesota. But hey, Anthony Edwards had they want to talk about flashy plays by LaMelo Ball this year. You want to talk about a poster?
Yeah.
He gave it to Yuta Watanabe of the Toronto.
Yeah.
Real good. Just cocked that thing back and banged on him.
That was
Probably
disgusting.
going to be top 2 or 3 plays of the NBA season. It's going to be him dunking on him. So you want to talk about him not having flashy plays. He's got some power, man.
Yeah.
Whether you like to say it or not, even though he was on a bad Timberwolves team, but that's the reason why he was the number 1 overall pick, is to turn this team into a winner. So I think he is the Rookie of the Year for sure.
Yeah.
The last award that we have yet to talk about is the Coach of the Year, and the 3 guys that are up for this award is from the New York Knicks, Tom Thibodeau, the Utah Jazz's Quinn Snyder, and the Coaches Association Coach of the Year right now of the Phoenix Suns, Monty Williams.
And they're all great picks, right? You can't go wrong with either one of these guys, but I think it's just pretty clear that when you turn a whole franchise around coming into your season, I think you deserve Coach of the Year, and that's Thibodeau, right? Tom Thibodeau has turned this New York Knicks franchise around. He's had the help of his great players who have really improved, as we said, Julius Randle improving. Not going to forget to mention RJ Barrett really stepping up his game as well this year. I think that's due to Thibodeau really coaching them well, having a good rotation this season, giving everybody looks. I think that's why the Knicks are so successful, because they're able to play as a team, and Tom Thibodeau has made them play as a team with the plays that he's drawing up. So I think he deserves Coach of the Year.
I think so too. They don't really have a cold cut superstar like you want to say with Utah or Phoenix.
Yeah.
You look at Utah and Phoenix. Utah's got Gobert and Mitchell.
Yeah.
And Phoenix has got Booker and CP3, who are probably, or CP3 is going to be a Hall of Famer.
No doubt.
All said and done. But you look at the New York Knicks, like Julius Randle is going to be most improved player of the year.
That's about it.
Tom Thibodeau. RJ Barrett, no sophomore slump. He's pulling up together. He's almost got 18 points per game. He's playing very well. Very good shooting 3 from the corners. Derrick Rose is going to be 6th man of the year. He's up there for the finalists for that award. Emmanuel Quickley's had a very great season.
Very good year.
Missed Mitchell Robinson for most of the season, and they're 4th place in the East.
I'm surprised. I forgot about that. I think with Mitchell Robinson, they could have been way better with Mitchell Robinson, and the fact that they still turned it on and finished 4th in their conference without that guy who led the league in the best field goal percentage. That's just crazy, and Thibodeau is a big reason why that's happened. Or
I just
the
hope
main
that
reason.
Tibbs doesn't run his players to the ground like he did with Derrick Rose in Chicago.
Yeah.
For a later start date to talk about, which we'll probably have down the road if Tibbs is still in the mecca of MSG. So, Malcolm, that will do it here for the NBA end of season awards in the first round of the playoffs. They should be going underway right now. Let's go Knicks. Can't wait to see that happen. Your Celtics suck. They're going to be out in 4 games. So we'll get you soon, very quickly here on Pure Finesse. So until next episode, it's Jacob
And Colm.